Hello everyone, so I'm back with a new video which is going to be baking video after a long time. So what are we going to do today is, and before that actually, for those who are watching, thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it. Now let's move on to what we're going to do in the video. So what we're going to do today is simple. So basically we are going to make brownies. Okay, what is the different thing we're going to do is we are going to use the same pan, the same temperature, the same oven, everything same, the bake time and everything, but we only going to change 2 ingredients. So now you'll be wondering which 2. Simple. So first is basically the first recipe. I wrote it down because I'm scared that I might forget myself. So recipe A, what we're going to change from the recipe is the white sugar and cocoa powder. Okay, and for recipe B, what we're going to change is the brown sugar and the melted chocolate. So the rest of the things like the all-purpose flour, eggs, butter, vanilla essence, eggs,
wait a minute,
salt, everything is going to be the same measurement except for the brown sugar, the sugar, the melted chocolate, which is not melted yet, the chocolate and the cocoa powder. Okay, so let me give you all a closer look on the ingredients and then we will move on forward. So as you can see, okay, so for this recipe A, which is the white sugar and the cocoa powder, what we're gonna do is, so this is the white sugar, this is the cocoa powder, this is the eggs, and this is the butter which we will be melting as well, and this is the all-purpose flour. Okay, the same thing here, which is the all-purpose flour, the brown sugar, the chocolate, the eggs and the butter. And these 2 ingredients here I did not measure because literally one is like 1 teaspoon and one is half teaspoon, so I might as well just pour it in the batter later. So this is vanilla essence and this is salt, which in the measurement will go the same in both the recipes. So the only 2 ingredient changes is, I think by now you should know, I repeated so many times, the white sugar, the cocoa powder, brown sugar and the chocolate. So now let's move forward. So what are we going to do first is simple. We are going to melt our butter, okay, which is the same measurement, which is half a cup. So both the butters are half a cup. We're going to melt them, and to make our mixing easier later, which I'll be showing as well, so don't worry, we will mix the chocolate and then we will mix the cocoa powder in the butter as well together. So let's do that. So now our butter is melted. Okay, so now we have melted it. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna pour the chocolate into it so it will melt, and we will give a good mix to it. Okay, and also another one more would be the cocoa powder. We're gonna mix it together inside so it gives us a good smooth one batter. Okay, so now we're gonna mix this both. Okay, so we get a good smooth batter. So this is what it is now here. This is this, and this is the chocolate. So now we have this mixed, and then we have this. This is the chocolate one with the brown sugar, and this is the white sugar with the cocoa powder. So this seems to be more thicker than this. So what we have done so far is we have melted the butter. For this we have added the chocolate and the brown sugar, and for this we have added the white sugar and the cocoa powder, correct? So what we're gonna do next is, let me just put this down so you can see what's happening. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we are gonna put this into this container. Okay, same as that as well. So let's put it. Oopsie. Okay, so we have done both now, so we're just going to use the same spoon, okay? And then now what we're going to do is we are going to mix in the eggs, okay? So 2 large eggs, yeah? We're going to mix in this. Okay, so for this one also we'll be mixing the egg inside. Okay, so once we have mixed it, this is what it looks like, okay? Okay, and this is the brown sugar with the melted chocolate, okay? So now what we are going to do is we are going to add the vanilla essence, okay? And the vanilla essence, how much we'll be adding is 1 teaspoon. Let's do this very slowly. One. Okay, next we will be adding the salt, okay? So salt is supposed to be half teaspoon, but I'm just going to use the 1 teaspoon because I don't have half teaspoon. So don't worry, okay? Sometimes you can just estimate things. So I just made it 1. So I'm going to put half here. Hopefully that's half. And another half here, okay? So now let's add in the flour. Let's mix one by one, yeah? Actually, and then you need to mix by folding it in, okay? So gently, and it will happen. Okay, now for this also we will be mixing it in, folding as well, yeah? Fold method. So this is what this thing looks like. So delicious. It's not even cooked yet. And this is what the melted chocolate with the brown sugar looks like. This is slightly thinner than that. Okay, so now we are almost at the last step. Maybe not. Last step should be eating. So no. So okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our pans, okay, and we're just gonna basically transfer the batter to our pans. And what I've done here is I've taken a paper and then I've also put some oil so it doesn't stick. So if it sticks, too bad. Okay, so let's transfer it. Okay, so basically now we have put the brownies in the oven, okay? So the right side is the recipe B and the left side is the recipe A. The reason why I'm saying it in the video as well, so later I can go through and see which is which before I forget. So basically in the oven, it should be 170 degrees Celsius and it should be about 20 to 25 minutes, okay? And then other than that, what other tips that I can give that I know of is basically, first thing is I used microwave to melt my butter. You can also use the double boiler method where you can melt your chocolate. Basically you will take a container, or in other words patila, and then put water in it. And then you will put a glass container with your chocolate, butter, whatever it is you want to melt. and it will slowly melt on the stove. So that's the double boiler method. You can use that. And then other than that, other tips is yes, preheat your oven. Oh yes, I think what problem our brownies might have is they might come out a little thinner. So if you have the pan size like mine earlier, what you can do is you can just double the recipe's measurements basically. So yeah, so let's see, maybe never know, sometimes might be good as well. We will see what happens. So while the brownies are baking in the oven, I want to show you all something, okay? So it's the true reality of life, okay? So this. So imagine, okay, I just made brownies basically, and if you have someone in your life that is cooking for you, the least we can do is maybe offer to clean up, or I don't know, sometimes we just assume that our job is more difficult, or sometimes we just assume that the person, if the person is at home, they do nothing much or nothing as tough as what we do. But all that is just assumptions, and the true reality is that all jobs are hard to do, okay? And the thing is that if we just offer to, you know, do the cleaning, or maybe sometimes even the cooking or whatsoever, it makes the person feel appreciated, it makes the person feel valued, and if you are the person cooking, you are like, oh wow, okay, sure, you know, the next time you will do it more happily rather than just a responsibility or duty. You would love doing it for anyone. So if your mother is cooking, if your father is cooking, if your brother is cooking, if your sister is cooking, if your wife is cooking, if your husband is cooking, and more, because I don't know some what other relations, but all of those, if they are cooking, the least we can do is just to offer to wash the dishes, clean the kitchen, rather than, you know, just rushing into, okay, you eat ready and you're like, okay, I need to go and relax. But why not relax together, you know? Give and take, I would say, you know, because at the end of the day, it's appreciation. That's all. Yeah. So now, since we are waiting for the brownies, I need to do my appreciation, which is basically clean up. As you can see, the color is also different. This is darker and this is lighter, and this is the one with the white sugar and the cocoa powder, and this is the one with the brown sugar and melted chocolate. Okay, so our brownies are out of the oven, and we have also let it cool down for at least about 20 minutes, okay? So now let's see, first of all, whether it will come out easily from the pan or not. That was so easy. So this is for recipe. Yeah. And let's see this one. Wow. Sometimes when it's too easy, you doubt it. Okay, like what I said earlier, don't worry about the thin brownies, okay? Because the pan is bigger. So you can just always double the recipe. Okay, so you can see, right? The one with the brown sugar and the melted chocolate, and the one with the white sugar and the cocoa powder, right? You can see that the surface, this is quite crispy also, but this one is more shining, I would say. Okay, and the one thing I don't understand is the color difference actually. So let's taste and see, because I think, okay, this looks more denser. This looks more cakey type. So let's eat and see. It's good. It's so good. okay, I'm a bit surprised. Okay, so basically, when I was searching the recipe told me that this one with the melted chocolate, it will be more denser, more richer and everything. Okay, and this one will be more like the classic type, you know, more like cakey types and all. But it came out actually the opposite. Okay, this does taste a bit more like a cake rather than brownie, but both are good. But I think my preference would be the white sugar and the cocoa powder. However, this is too sweet for my liking. Okay, I'm not really a sweet person generally, and in life and also in taste bud. Okay, I'm not so sweet. I mean, I don't prefer sweet, so you can definitely reduce the sugar if you are not a sweet person. Because why I say that is because the cocoa powder that I use is bitter, is the bitter one, and also the melted chocolate that I use is also a dark chocolate. So if it still comes out a bit more towards the sweet side, means you can always change the recipe here and there. But overall, I would say both are good. Both are very, very good and nice. But I prefer the white sugar with cocoa powder. But let's not just listen to me. I will ask few other people as well which one they prefer, and I will put it on the video at the end of the video. Okay, the votings. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, you can always comment below, and you can DM also on our Instagram, Being Awesome. And what else am I missing out? Oh yes, so if you guys have ideas of the next recipe that we can make, or you want me to try something where you change 2 ingredients and the whole thing changes, you can always DM on Being Awesome Instagram, or you can also comment under the video. And you never know, actually, sometimes maybe if you try this recipe, you might get a different result. But what did we learn here is basically, even if you change 1 ingredient, basically the whole taste changes, everything changes, which is quite similar to our life as well. If you change 1 behavior, 1 characteristic of yourself, you can make a lot of difference in your life. So enough of the motivational talk. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Do like, share, subscribe, comment. Okay, I think that's one. Okay, and also actually I would like to ask is that if you guys have any tips, you know, always share, no problem. We are learning, we can learn more, correct? And then also you'll be seeing me more often. Okay. So this is basically the concept of like same but different kind of thing. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned. Thank you. Be happy and do what you love. Bye. Thank you for watching.